Hey guys, wanted to share with you a project that I have for the students this year for 10th grade Introduction to Cosmetology. It is a vocabulary ring, and I used to have them do their vocabulary in a journal, but this year I want to give them something tangible, something they can take with them, something more fun and interesting, small, they can fit in their bag or purse or something, instead of their big old journal with the vocabulary words. So on Mondays they'll do on Mondays they'll do the questions from each chapter, and then they'll start on their vocabulary words. So let me show you how I put it together and how I organized it. I've done this before, but not with this organization, so it kind of didn't work out for me. But hopefully this will this year. So on the first page, I chose a color. Okay, and I did on color white paper with colored marker. There's a study that says that if you add color to a white page or just use a colored paper, it helps you remember better, and then if you add a scent, it stimulates your brain and helps you remember even more. So I love the Mr. Sketch scented markers. There's thin and thick ones. I find them at Target and at Walmart. They're a little expensive, but I've had these since 2007 and they still write pretty great. So I absolutely love those markers. All right, so chapter 1, history and career opportunities. I do the vocabulary word on one side, and then I number the index card, and then the definition on the back. What I did also is I colored the edges of the cards, so that way if I lose one or misplace it or take one out, put it back in, then I can easily find where it goes. Besides that, it's numbered. So that's how I did each individual one. I did run out of index cards, so I stopped on chapter 8. I'm not done yet, and I'm not done writing the definitions because it is a lot. For new teachers, this is a great thing to do so you can familiarize yourself with what vocabulary terms you'll be teaching. I will do an example with all chapters in it, but for my students, I'm only going to have them do the chapters that we'll be covering in class to satisfy TDLR and TEA, the TEKS requirements that I have to teach and cover in class. I always want to make sure to stay in compliance with that. So let me show you the stuff that I used. So of course, index cards, whatever size you choose, a pen, markers, colored preferably. These I found at Dollar Tree yesterday. I absolutely love these really big 2-inch book rings because they fit more than the normal 1-inch. This is a 1.5 inch. Those are awesome too. They're by Jot. Okay, they're $1 at the Dollar Tree. And then this little guy, he is a hole punch, and it is just let's see here. It is let me make sure you can move this to change the where your holes are going to end up. You line it up and then you hole punch, and it gives you 2 hole punches. Now you can use a regular hole punch, but this is a lot easier. I think it's meant for index cards. You put your rings in, you put 2 instead of 1, so that way your cards don't begin to tear once you start flipping through it enough. And 2 of them help support the weight better than just 1 single ring. So these are great. I love them. The organization I think is best. I know for the bigger chapters that have more words, I did, the numbering, I did add that this time. Before, I used to have them do it, and then some of them would get smart and not add all the words, and I wouldn't count the actual index cards, and so it didn't work out. So this way I can say, okay, well, you have to have 77 cards. That's what I'm grading. And another thing is on Fridays we'll assign this on Monday, maybe the chapters that have so many vocabulary words. I won't grade them, or I'll only tell them to do so many particular words or so many words according to their level. Of course, their introduction, so they're at the basic level. But what I'll do is I'll assign it on Monday, and then on Friday I'll tell them, okay, well, from chapter 4 I'm going to test you over these many 10 vocabulary words, but study these 20. And so I'll give them the word, or I'll pull this off, put it on the board. I'll give them the number of the card on the word or whatnot. And so on Friday, I'll test them over those words. So they'll highlight what words they were tested over. And so then on their 6 weeks exam, or I don't know if your district is 10 weeks, I'm sorry, 9 weeks, they'll highlight the word that they were tested on, and then their 6 weeks exam, they're going to be tested over those words that were in their weekly test. And then the semester test, they'll be graded on the words that were included in the 6 weeks exam or tests. It's just a repetitive thing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the most important words according to their level. So like the basic words, the fundamental words, those are the ones I'm going to be testing them on, and I'm going to be focusing on something that they should know throughout. By the time they get to their junior year, they should already know that. Some of the words that they may not necessarily, and I know that the infection control chapter is very important, but there may be some words that they don't necessarily need to focus on during 10th grade. Okay, maybe they're gonna, well, I know they will focus them on them their junior year, definitely their senior year. I'm gonna leave those words for the senior teacher to really hone in on and teach on the students those words. So I'm going to only pick the words that at the 10th grade level they should already know and have already in their mind and system and good to go and in their knowledge bank once they hit their junior year. So again, it's just according to what level they're at. This works for juniors and seniors as well, but it's something really neat that they can actually take with them in their purse. Of course, it'll get heavy. You maybe want to do according to the book by units. Okay, it just depends. You can do all of them. I'm sure when I'm done, the whole thing will stand up by itself, and it'll be this big circle ring of index cards. They maybe not even all fit. It just depends. Just depends on how you want to use it. If you want to use it, I'm going to try it out this year. Hopefully it works for me this time, and how I organized it and some of the different things that I added and changed to the vocabulary index cards. This also, like I said, is going along with the journal that they have that has all of the questions for the chapter. So I'm going to try it out. Hopefully if you try it out, hopefully it works for you as well. But either way, thank you so much for watching, and have a great one.